Hello, in this video I want to explain how to scale Node.js applications using cluster module. Before learning the cluster module, you should understand how Node.js works in terms of utilizing CPU capacity. By default, Node.js runs on one process and one CPU core and doesn't utilize the rest. And actually, nothing wrong here. It's not a big problem if application doesn't receive many requests. However, when the load grows and you still have only one process that handles all requests, you will experience performance issues, especially if you have CPU-intensive tasks. Let's take a look into some example. Here is typical Node.js application without cluster. Imagine, we deploy this application to some cloud provider, let's say in AWS. Then we set up load balancing between servers and run our API. And actually it will work. If the load increases, we still can create more servers and distribute load between them. But as you can see, each server has 4 CPUs and Node.js runs only on one. Cluster module does simple thing. It allows us to create one process per one CPU core and share any CPU connection between them. Simply put, it will create load balancing in the Node.js application layer, and we will handle 4 times more requests simultaneously. Let's go to another example. In this slide, architecture uses cluster module. As you can see, we still have load balancer on the infrastructure level, and now we added load balancing on the application level. We are utilizing all CPU cores, and traffic is balanced. Here you can see Node.js process which has green border. It's the main process, and from here we will start our application. This process will create worker nodes, which have a red border. Technically, there is no difference between them, and all of them will handle HTTP requests. Actually, I will not explain what process is, but in the next video I will talk about process and threads, and I will cover these topics. Let's take a look into the code. Here's a simple example of Node.js API which uses cluster. Setup is pretty simple. Firstly, we need to check on which process we are. We should do it because we use fork method, which will create a new process based on the current file. And after we check it, if it's master process, we need to understand how many CPU cores we have. Then we use a simple for loop to create new worker processes, and each of these worker processes will run also this index.js file, but for them we will create a HTTP server. And how it will look? Just very simple. We have 10 CPU cores and we will run 10 workers. In conclusion, I want to say that cluster is a powerful module, and in this video I just showed a concept and very basic example of using it. If you like it, subscribe to my channel and see you in the next videos.